Cindy Oudstorm from Kayak. You're watching live Prog.
Hi, this is Rob Vendering, Kayak. You're watching live Prog.
Welcome to another video review on live Prog. My name is Marcel Haster. Well, once again I'm going to take you away to some beautiful music, and well, the album I have for you is the new release by Glasshammer. Last year they released the album If, and that was, well, the first time I got to do a video review of their music. And now, about a year later, they bring the follow-up to that album, Cor Cordium, and here it is. Got this album, I noticed something. To show that to you, I'll bring in If. And if I put them next to each other, I think you can see the likeness, the resemblance. Well, the same goes for the back side. And here we have the track listing of If. I can put away the glare. The likeness of the albums doesn't end with just the artwork. Also, if you look at the lineup, on If, Glasshammer for the first time kind of shortened themselves to a sort of band setting. Before that, it was always a project with Fred Schendel and Steve Babb center and a lot of guest musicians around them. But on If, they brought in a new singer, John Davison, they brought in a guitar player, Alan Chico, and they brought in a drummer, Randy Williams. Well, all 5 of them are present on this album. One difference with If is that the songs on Cor Cordium, which is, by the way, from what I understood, Latin for Heart of Hearts, the songs were written by the 4 principal men. So not just Fred Schendel and Steve Babb, but also Davison and Chico co-wrote the songs. Of course, when I look back to Glasshammer, I discovered the band about 10 years ago when I was doing the website for Arjen Lucassen. And at the time I was a big fan of him, and I wanted to have every album that he guested on. One of the albums he guested on was Chronometry by Glasshammer. So I got that album and, well, was introduced to the music. And I liked the music very much because the music of Glasshammer has always been very theatrical, you know, big sounds, lots of keyboards. Well, I like that. So over the years, you know, I collected a couple of albums and also a few DVDs. Of course, I've always mentioned in all of my reviews that Glasshammer had a very strong influence in their music of a certain classical prog band. And I'm going to try not to name that band, but you know what I mean. Now, sometimes I said that Glasshammer played that music better than the actual band themselves. But nevertheless, it's something I've always found a bit of a constant in their music, especially also with If, because then they brought on board John Davison, who used to be the lead singer in a tribute band for that classic prog band. So I thought that influence was even bigger back then. Now, when I received this one, Cordium, I was of course very anxious because given the fact that the cover was so much alike to If's cover, and when I saw the lineup was the same, I was wondering, you know, will the music be more of a continuation, more of the same than on If? Well, I was in for a surprise. Normally I'd say when I listen to Glasshammer, it's fairly safe to say that you know what kind of music they'll bring on a new album. They won't really make big changes in their sound. But with this one I was surprised because I heard something different than what I heard on If. And I have to say it, I didn't hear that particular band that much. I heard a different kind of sound on the album.
I'm hanging on, though the road's been long. With every breath I have sought you, and I live to love thee, I live to die free. I'm like a searchlight upon the sea, searching faithfully.
I gotta be honest, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that because I played this album a lot. I listened to it a lot and I enjoyed it a lot. And of course, all the familiar ingredients of Glasshammer are there. You know, the beautiful keyboard work, the warm bass, the guitar solos by Alan Chico. They are really good, really tasty, crunchy guitar solos, very good. And the vocals of John Davison. I must say, on Cor Cordium, I really enjoy listening to his voice. I have a feeling that all of them have grown together a lot, become more of a real band, and therefore, you know, can write the songs together very well. So, all in all, I gotta say that this is a highlight, and maybe even the best album that Glasshammer ever released. If I look at the track listing, of course, you know, it's Prog. You know, we have 4 songs ranging over 10 minutes. The 2 other songs are 5-6 minutes. They're you know, short songs, but still twice the length as a pop song, we shall say. Of course, there's another epic track as well, To Someone, although it's under 20 minutes, so still very modest for their doing. Size doesn't matter, they say, you know, it's the enjoyment that the music brings you, and it definitely was a joy to listen to this album. One song in particular touched me. I'm never, you know, really the one to dive in the lyrics, but, you know, I glanced through the lyrics of this one, and when I read the words of Dear Daddy, yeah, I was touched, you know, by the way. And also when you listen to the song.
Let me tell you, Johnny, that you ain't worth nothing without money. And all the time you've been away, first turned to months and now years, you ought to by now have some kind of career. Oh, but Father, gladly, dear Daddy, I'll stay far away. How can I grow up tall? Don't mean to be cruel, when you always make me feel, but Daddy, I'm more than a fool.
The acoustic guitar and the vocals by John Davison, it's really beautiful. Now, for the rest, you know, I'm not gonna waste any more words on this because it's not necessary. You just gotta listen to it because it is a highlight. It is absolutely a highlight, and as I said, for me it is the best album Glasshammer has released. It doesn't mean I don't like the other ones. I absolutely enjoy listening to the whole back catalogue of Glasshammer, at least the ones I have. But I'd say this one, for me, is an absolute highlight. So if you enjoyed If, you will absolutely enjoy this one, maybe even better. If you're not familiar with Glasshammer, well, it doesn't matter which album to start with, but why not start with Cor Cordium.